Hey guys, here's 16 crazy cars you have to see to believe. Number 16. Mike Vetter's extraterrestrial vehicle. It took Vetter 6 months to perfect the vehicle. The asking price is an astounding $100,000. This is his 8th futuristic masterpiece. It was built on a drivetrain of a Chevy Cobalt SS. It has a 270 horsepower supercharged 2.2-liter 4-cylinder engine. Vetter claims the car is capable of not only turning heads, but also getting about 26 miles per gallon. Number 15. The Dodge Diora. The 1967 Dodge Diora is the creation of the Alexander brothers from Detroit. It was unveiled at Detroit's Autorama in 1967, where it won 9 awards, including the highly prestigious Riddler Award. The Diora is based on the compact Dodge A100 pickup. The back hatch of a 1960 Ford station wagon served as the windshield. It was chopped, sectioned, and channeled to create the fully functional, futuristic-looking pickup. It was also part of the very first Hot Wheels line in 1968. I probably stepped on one several times in my bare feet. Number 14. The Dymaxion car. In 1933, the American inventor and architect Buckminster Fuller designed a prototype car which he called the Dymaxion car, DY for dynamic, Max for maximum, and ION for super duper. It was 6 meters long and could seat 11 people. It had 3 wheels, 2 at the front and a wheel which steered at the rear, which made the car extremely maneuverable despite its length. The car was extremely innovative and took its cue from aeronautical design, whose influence was shown in the laminated bodywork. Number 13. The 1947 Norman Timms Special. No other automobile looks like this, with its front-mounted cockpit and curves leading to a raindrop tail. Timms, an Indy racing engineer, made the car with the Buick Straight 8 engine placed at the rear of the chassis. Look to racers like the 1937 Auto Union Type C for indications of Timms' inspiration. And it looks like your shoe's untied. Just kidding. And we really enjoy reading your comments, so please feel free to comment below. Number 12. Tasco, 1948. Inspired by an aeroplane, Tasco is an American sport car with a T-top roof and a cabin that is surrounded by fiberglass. The engine of this car is not anything an engineer would readily understand, but it's got the power, and that's all that really matters. Only one of these cars was ever built, and then the owner went to a party and forgot where he parked it. What a shame. If anyone out there should see it, please let us know. Number 11. The Messerschmitt KR200. The Messerschmitt KR200 is what is known as a bubble car, which is just a smaller economy microcar, usually referring to cars made during the 50s and 60s. This cabin scooter was designed by Fritz Fenn. It stands on 3 wheels and is a 1-door coupe. There were about 40,000 cabin scooters manufactured, which only lasted between the years 1955 to 1964. Number 10. The Stout Scarab. Manufactured in the 1930s and early 40s by William Stout, a former executive at Ford Motors. The Stout Scarab is a product of American automotive engineering. In addition to being considered innovative, the Stout Scarab was also one of the first vehicles to have independent coil spring suspension on all of its 4 corners. Number 9. The 1953 General Motors Firebird 1XP21. The 1953 General Motors Firebird 1XP21 was an actual jet fighter, with 4 wheels, a tail fin, and a bubble cockpit. The turbine engine spun at up to 26,000 RPM to generate a whopping, for the time, 370 horsepower. General Motors never intended the car for production, but rather to showcase the extremes in technology and design that the company was able to achieve. The car recently joined the display at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Number 8. Citroën Centipede. The Citroën Centipede is a 10-wheeled tire testing monster. In 1972, Michelin needed a way of testing its trucks at high speeds, but was worried about the danger involved with big rig blowouts. The answer was this massively modified Citroën. It looks like something a tire company would design, and something Herman Munster would drive. The car houses 2 powerful V8 engines and runs on 10 wheels, which is bizarre, but it is necessary to balance the whopping 10 metric ton body that Michelin designed. If you're wondering about its top speed, it's 100 miles per hour. Number 7. The Ferrari 512 S Modulo. No matter how weird a car is designed, if it comes from the Italian car maker Ferrari, it sure stirs some excitement. The car has no doors and uses a canopy-styled roof to make up for that provision. The car is very low and runs at a top speed of 220 miles per hour. This car looks very vintage sci-fi. Think of the original Star Wars trilogy or something like that. This Ferrari 512 S Modulo was produced in 1970. It's actually a pretty prominent car used for racing. Number 6. The Cadillac Cyclone. This concept car, produced by Cadillac in 1950, was heavily influenced by the 50s aeronautical and aerospace design. Built in order to test new styles and technologies, what really made it stand out was the choice to position the exhaust between the front wheels and the rocket-shaped anti-collision sensors on the front of the car between the 2 wheel wells. What was truly revolutionary in this car's design, however, were the electronically activated sliding doors and the movable silver-coated anti-UV bubble roof, which automatically moved back into cover position when its sensors detected rain. Number 5. Peel P50. Also a wheeled microcar is the Peel P50, which was manufactured during the years of 1962 to 1965. According to the Guinness World Records, the P50 is the smallest production car that has ever been made, and you could really tell that just by a glance. It measures at 54 inches long and 39 inches wide. How does anyone fit into that? These were produced by the Peel Engineering Company based in the Isle of Man. There's no reverse gear provided, though you can really just move it yourself if you need to. Number 4. The Golden Submarine. If any single image could highlight how much racing has changed, and yet how much it has stayed the same in nearly 100 years of motorsport, this might be it. The Miller Golden Submarine of 1917 is arguably the first streamlined circuit racing car. Number 3. Tramontana R. Like any other super sport car, the R, as it's popularly known, was designed not only for racing, but also for real-world driving. It's a 2-seater, one in front of the other, powered by a Mercedes V12, and it's got 720 horsepower for a top speed of 200 miles per hour. For you to own it, you must be rich, as well as lucky, because only 12 of its kind are produced each year. And worth mentioning is its staggering $500,000 starting price. Number 2. The 1960 Pininfarina X. Created by the Italian coach builder Pininfarina, the X was inspired by the space race. The X is by far one of the most sought-after cars. Its concept was 50 years ahead of its time. Recently at the Barrett-Jackson Auto Auction, one sold for over $300,000. It's the 1960 Pininfarina X. Number 1. Splinter. The world's only wooden supercar is aptly named Splinter. It probably smells a lot like Lemon Pledge. It was created by Joe Harmon, and it's built using only the best composite construction supplies. It's inspired from the de Havilland Mosquito, a World War II airplane, and it's one of the most unusual cars that definitely makes a statement.